General Hospital will reveal Drew has fully immersed himself in a relentless and highly strategic custody battle, one that is utterly devoid of genuine love or heartfelt intentions. Instead, this conflict has morphed into a merciless game of power and manipulation, where the stakes are far higher than mere parental rights. At the core of Drew's scheme lies a cold, calculated plan in which Amelia and Wiley serve not as cherished children but as mere pawns. Carefully positioned pieces on a chessboard designed to influence and control Willow. His actions reveal a stark truth: Drew does not possess unconditional love for these children. Rather, he cynically exploits Willow's deep maternal affection to ensnare her, using the children as leverage to manipulate her emotions and decisions, thereby undermining her strength and independence throughout the grueling legal proceedings. From the very outset, Drew has demonstrated a blatant disregard for morality and legality, employing an array of underhanded tactics with no hesitation or remorse. He has repeatedly crossed ethical lines, engaging in covert dealings that include bribing and attempting to corrupt the very judge presiding over the custody case. Beyond the courtroom, Drew leverages his entrenched political connections and considerable influence, applying immense pressure on key figures, orchestrating favors, and not shying away from the threat or act of blackmail to achieve his objectives. These maneuvers are not mere desperate gambits, they reflect a meticulously orchestrated campaign to sway the court's decision in his favor by any means necessary. Drew's ruthless determination to win underscores a fundamental characteristic. A man who refuses to accept defeat, prepared to sacrifice everything, ethics, relationships, even the well-being of the children, in pursuit of victory. His cold-hearted and methodical approach has left those around him questioning his true nature. The facade of a caring and responsible father crumbles under the weight of his deceitful and manipulative actions. Drew reveals himself as a master of duplicity, wielding manipulation as his primary weapon, always calculating the next move to secure more control and power. This battle for custody has become less about the best interests of Amelia and Wiley and more about Drew's insatiable hunger to dominate and dictate the terms of their future, regardless of the emotional damage inflicted on all involved. Moreover, Drew's readiness to use bribery, coercion, and political machinations exposes a chilling portrait of how power can corrupt the judicial process. The legal system, ideally a bastion of fairness and justice, becomes vulnerable when confronted with such calculated exploitation. Drew's actions underscore a grim reality: when money and influence intersect with family matters, the lines between right and wrong blur dangerously. His willingness to manipulate judges, intimidate witnesses, and exploit every legal loophole reveals the lengths he will go to bend the system to his will. Amid this toxic environment, Amelia and Wiley are tragically caught in the crossfire, innocent victims of a ruthless power struggle disguised as a custody battle. Their emotional and psychological well-being is jeopardized as the adults around them weaponize their very existence for personal gain. Drew's apparent disregard for their needs and happiness paints a disturbing picture of a man who views children not as loved family members, but as assets to be controlled and leveraged. This ongoing custody war is a stark reminder of how dark and twisted family conflicts can become when dominated by manipulation, greed, and the thirst for control. Drew's calculated cruelty and strategic malice reveal that in his world, love is merely a facade, and morality is sacrificed on the altar of ambition. Every move he makes chips away at the fragile notions of family, trust, and justice, leaving a trail of heartbreak and betrayal in its wake. The true cost of this war may well be the innocence and happiness of the very children Drew claims to care for, as the lines between protector and predator grow increasingly indistinct. In sum, Drew's conduct in this custody battle portrays a chilling figure willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to secure his dominance, transforming a fight that should center on love and care into a vicious, unyielding struggle for power. His strategic exploitation of Amelia and Wiley, his manipulative control over Willow, and his brazen use of corruption and intimidation lay bare a man whose ambitions eclipse all else, ultimately leaving those who truly matter, his children, in profound jeopardy. The most recent updates from General Hospital cast a revealing light on the increasingly desperate and perilous path Drew has chosen in his relentless pursuit of custody over Wiley and Amelia. Reports indicate that Drew is no longer confined to conventional legal strategies. Instead, he is teetering on the edge of moral and legal abyss, seriously contemplating the use of bribery to sway the presiding judge's decision in his favor. This is not a mere ploy or idle threat. It is a calculated, high-risk gamble where Drew is staking everything on his ability to exploit his vast financial resources and entrenched political clout to corrupt the very system meant to deliver justice. His willingness to manipulate and potentially pervert the course of the law reveals a ruthless disposition that places winning above all else, without regard for the devastating fallout that could impact everyone involved, especially the children. This radical escalation did not arise in a vacuum. Drew's original motivation was rooted in a solemn promise to Willow. He assured her that she would not lose custody of Wiley and Amelia. That promise has since morphed into an obsession, a driving force compelling Drew to push boundaries, ignore ethical considerations, and embrace any measure necessary to solidify his position in this merciless custody war. His tactics have grown progressively audacious, reflecting the immense pressure and the high stakes surrounding the future of these children. Yet, despite Drew's escalating maneuvers, his carefully constructed strategies are increasingly under threat, primarily due to the return of Micheal, the children's biological father. Unlike the absentee parent image Drew sought to paint of Micheal, the latter's reappearance is marked by a fierce and unwavering resolve to defend his family. Michael's presence redefines the power dynamics of the case, injecting new vitality and hope into Willow's camp. His commitment to fighting for the custody of his children symbolizes more than legal resistance. It represents the reclamation of love, responsibility, and rightful parental care amid the chaos Drew has sown. Alongside Micheal, Rick Lansing stands as a pillar of support and legal expertise for Willow. Known for his dedication and sharp legal acumen, Rick is tirelessly crafting innovative strategies and countermeasures to thwart Drew's increasingly aggressive and underhanded tactics. The pressure is immense. Every move Drew makes is met with a calculated response designed to protect Willow's parental rights and the well-being of the children. Rick's efforts highlight the complex interplay between law and morality, and the challenges inherent in battling a foe willing to bend every rule in pursuit of victory. This custody battle has evolved into a bitter and high-stakes confrontation where the usual ideals of justice, fairness, and parental love are imperiled by the corrupting influence of money, power, and manipulation. Drew's readiness to exploit legal loopholes, to leverage bribes, and to wield political influence contrasts starkly with Micheal and Rick's principled fight grounded in truth and genuine care. The saga exposes systemic vulnerabilities where justice can be bought and sold, but also underscores the enduring strength of those willing to stand up against corruption. Beyond the legal wrangling, the emotional toll on all parties, especially the children, cannot be overstated. Amelia and Wiley, caught in the crossfire of adults driven by ambition and desperation, face an uncertain future overshadowed by conflict rather than comfort. The ramifications of Drew's escalating tactics ripple far beyond the courtroom, threatening to fracture families and destabilize lives. As tensions rise and the battle intensifies, the critical question remains. Will Drew's reckless and brazen attempts to subvert justice succeed, or will the combined resilience, integrity, and love embodied by Micheal, Willow, and Rick ultimately prevail? This gripping conflict not only tests the limits of legal and moral boundaries but also challenges the very definition of what it means to protect and nurture family amidst adversity. The outcome will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on everyone involved and set a precedent that resonates far beyond this single, harrowing custody case. Drew, with his ruthless nature and a glaring absence of any moral compass, has demonstrated unequivocally that there are no boundaries he is unwilling to cross. What should have been a deeply personal and heartfelt struggle to secure the best interests of his children has devolved into a cold, calculating battle fueled by power, money, and complex ulterior motives. The custody war has ceased to be about the well-being and future of Amelia and Wiley. Instead, it has become a high-stakes game of influence and manipulation, where winning at all costs eclipses any genuine concern for the children's welfare. Drew's readiness to engage in bribery or blackmail of the presiding judge no longer shocks those who have been following the saga closely. It is almost an expected tactic given his demonstrated willingness to employ any means necessary to claim victory. His actions paint the portrait of a man who views the legal system not as a temple of fairness and justice but as a malleable instrument to be bent and twisted to serve his ambitions. Money, political connections, and intimidation become his tools, and ethical considerations are cast aside as mere obstacles in his relentless march toward dominance. This transformation of a custody dispute into a ruthless power struggle reveals the darker side of human nature and the vulnerabilities inherent in systems designed to protect the innocent. Drew's maneuverings expose how easily justice can be compromised when confronted with unchecked ambition and corruption. The consequences of his choices reverberate far beyond the courtroom walls, threatening to shatter families and distort the meaning of parental love. Amidst this shadowy conflict, the children at the heart of the dispute become tragic symbols of collateral damage, their futures caught in the crossfire of Drew's unyielding quest for control. The emotional and psychological toll inflicted upon Amelia and Wiley is profound, as their well-being is subordinated to a battle that prioritizes strategy over compassion. Ultimately, Drew's actions serve as a stark reminder of the perilous path that lies ahead when the pursuit of power eclipses conscience and love. His relentless drive to win, no matter the cost, challenges not only the integrity of the legal process but also the very fabric of family and trust. The question remains whether the forces of justice, truth, and genuine care can withstand the corrosive influence of such unbridled ambition, or if Drew's shadow will cast a long and damaging pall over all those involved. Meanwhile, Willow and her steadfast allies find themselves confronting an unprecedented and formidable challenge as they face off against an adversary who is willing to employ every conceivable tactic, no matter how underhanded or ruthless, to achieve his objectives. This custody battle transcends the usual courtroom drama. It starkly exposes the darker undercurrents lurking within the legal system and the corrosive influence of power and corruption. The relentless struggle reveals how justice, ideally a beacon of fairness and protection, can be manipulated and distorted by those who wield wealth and influence without regard for ethics or humanity. Willow's fight is not just a personal ordeal. It is emblematic of a broader societal dilemma that questions the very essence of love, loyalty, and justice in the modern world. Her journey highlights the tension between the idealistic principles of compassion and fairness and the harsh realities where legal systems are vulnerable to exploitation and where power dynamics often overshadow moral considerations. Alongside her stands a circle of dedicated supporters who share her determination to protect what is rightfully hers. The well-being and custody of her children, despite the daunting obstacles posed by Drew's calculated maneuvers. As the legal battle intensifies, it also becomes a crucible testing the resilience of familial bonds and the strength of human spirit in the face of systemic injustice. Willow's case shines a light on the fragile intersection of law and morality, compelling observers to reflect on how societal structures must evolve to safeguard not only legal rights but also the fundamental human values of empathy and fairness. The emotional weight borne by Willow and her children underscores the profound costs when the pursuit of power eclipses genuine care and justice. Ultimately, this custody dispute serves as a microcosm of larger issues surrounding the administration of justice in contemporary society. It challenges all involved, and those watching from the sidelines, to consider what it truly means to fight for love and fairness in a world where legal battles can be as much about manipulation and influence as about truth and righteousness. Willow's unwavering determination and the support she garners offer a powerful testament to the enduring hope that, even amid darkness and adversity, justice and compassion can prevail. The intricate web of events currently unfolding at General Hospital has sparked a tidal wave of intense drama and suspense that resonates deeply with devoted fans, compelling them to remain glued to every twist and turn in this complex saga. Each calculated move, strategic alliance, and subtle manipulation enriches the narrative with layers of tension and anticipation, creating a gripping atmosphere where no one can predict what will happen next. The stakes in this custody battle have escalated beyond a mere legal dispute. It has evolved into a profound test of character, loyalty, and endurance for everyone involved. At the heart of this storm is the looming question. Can Drew truly honor the promise he made to Willow to safeguard her custody of Wiley and Amelia, or will his underlying ambitions and relentless hunger for control ultimately shatter that commitment? Drew's journey is fraught with deception, power plays, and morally dubious decisions, painting a portrait of a man who will stop at nothing to secure his desires. His actions cast a shadow over the very notion of trust and sincerity, leaving everyone wondering whether he is capable of genuine change or if his words are merely another layer of calculated manipulation. Standing firmly against Drew's dark machinations are Micheal and Rick, two unwavering pillars of strength and determination. Micheal, the biological father, has returned with renewed vigor and a fierce protective instinct, ready to confront every obstacle to reunite with his children and defend their best interests. Rick, a skilled and dedicated attorney, relentlessly crafts legal strategies to counteract Drew's underhanded tactics, navigating the treacherous waters of courtroom politics and corruption. Together, their alliance embodies the hope that truth and justice can prevail in a battle clouded by greed and deceit. This custody war is far from a straightforward legal proceeding. It is a volatile battlefield where unexpected revelations and high-stakes gambits lurk behind every corner. The emotional toll on Willow, Micheal, and the children intensifies with each passing day, underscoring the human cost behind the courtroom drama. Amelia and Wiley, innocent bystanders in this fierce conflict, face the uncertainty and instability that such battles invariably bring, their futures precariously balanced between competing claims and shattered promises. Moreover, the power dynamics at play reveal a deeper commentary on the vulnerabilities within the legal and social systems, how wealth, influence, and manipulation can distort justice and how those without such resources must fight even harder to be heard and protected. This narrative resonates beyond the confines of the hospital and courtroom, touching on universal themes of family, trust, and the pursuit of what is right amid adversity. As the saga continues to unfold with relentless momentum, the tension only mounts. Alliances may fracture or strengthen, hidden motives may be exposed, and every player must confront the consequences of their choices. Fans are left to wonder who will emerge victorious in this grueling contest. Will it be Drew, whose cunning and ruthlessness have thus far given him an edge? Or will Micheal, Rick, and Willow's unwavering commitment to love, justice, and the welfare of their children ultimately turn the tide? In the end, only time will reveal the true outcome of this emotionally charged and deeply complex custody battle. Regardless of the winner, the journey itself is a powerful exploration of resilience, sacrifice, and the enduring hope for a future where love and fairness triumph over corruption and ambition. For viewers and characters alike, this gripping narrative serves as a poignant reminder of the high stakes involved when family, power, and justice collide, and the profound impact such conflicts have on the lives forever changed by them.